We've also got a laboratory, research laboratory, where we do biological work, which I'll talk more about in the second lecture, which I'll do. But many establishments are developing research facilities where you can actually monitor what you are doing yourself. We like to know that everything we're doing actually works, and this for the benefit, so we can tell people that it works and produce evidence. Respite Centre, this isn't ours, this is another rival group in our city that has a respite care home where people can go and stay for times in the summer. And children or adults living at home, they can go there for a few weeks holiday to give the parents a break. And this is the other end of the scale, what there is in Kuwait. That was the executive committee of the World Autism Organisation. I'm the fat one on the far end, and there we have Jill Stacey, our new president, Samira Al-Saad from Kuwait, Isabella Bayonas from Spain, and Rogelio Garza from Mexico. And then we had a conference there last year. This is how they started in 1994. One building like this, parents raised the money, and now Kuwait is a very rich country, the highest per capita income in the world, and this is what they have now. Fantastic credit and more. They're doing some wonderful work. In my opinion, the best research in the world in autism is coming from this part of the world, from Saudi Arabia, from Egyptians working there, and Kuwait is rapidly catching up. This is where the future lies for research. We have others, we've realised that people with autism often have great skills with computers and can do things other people can't, so exploiting this. They can do work with computer programs, monitor them to see if they work, and do this commercially. And there's a group, a Danish company called Shattock, which is hoping to make 1 million jobs throughout the world. We're part of that scheme. And there are many skills which we cannot match. We've tried to provide in our service an a la carte menu, so that people with autism can choose what they want to do and put it together in a meal as a whole. They cannot start from day one like that. We started with one service 25 years ago, and now we've got all the things that you see here. We thought it couldn't be done, but it can be done, but it has to be culturally sensitive, using the systems which are available there to do it. Freedom can only exist if there are choices, and we have to respect these choices that are made. The people with autism are becoming much more vocal, and they now say, no decisions about us without us. We cannot tell people what to do, they have to decide for themselves. And everything we do in ESPA, either they think of it, or we think of it and it passes through their community. And if they don't like it, we don't do it. We cannot do it. So it depends on working that way. Please join the World Autism Organisation online. It's very cheap, and you'll get support from parents all around the world who've often done the same things that you've done. We need a partnership where we work with everybody. Come and visit our services, that's hugely important. Come and see what we do. Exchanging professionals and students who work in our services and vice versa. Regional Autism Union exists in certain areas of the world. The Gulf states have it. There is an Autism Africa. I don't know where the Sudan fits in with this. You might feel more at home with the Gulf States Union. But as well as the world one, you can get a lot of support from local states. Many policies exist nowhere else, which you've got a blank piece of paper, start from scratch and get it right. Don't make the mistakes that we've made. We like to think that in years to come people will look at the Sudan and say, that's what they do in the Sudan, we should be doing that as well. And there are many opportunities for this to happen. Companies in America are now employing people with autism. They can be trained up and get proper jobs there. There's a chain of supermarkets in Denmark called Factor, and 500 shops they have, and 300 full-time jobs for people with autism in 2 years is their target. So great things are possible, and you can stop wasting the time as we've done, learn from our mistakes and get it right from the beginning, things that you can do. Now going back a few years, when my son was diagnosed, this was the only option, the big local mental hospital. And on these gate posts here, They had statues of hyenas laughing to indicate madness. They went 30 years ago, but the system still persisted there. That's the building now, it's closed. They're not used, these old asylums as they were called are not used anymore, and good riddance to them too. Much better to be part of the community in which they live. Our children had to endure massive doses of powerful drugs. They were told, doctors were told, look, if these people are a nuisance, difficult to manage, drug them. And that's one of the examples of a drug which they used and still do use, far too much. But parents are fighting against this. Many of the inmates from that hospital produced books about what's happened, what life was like then, and it was hell on earth for them. It must have been. And we can do much better than that. Please do not go along that route. Now, the last message, what a politician needs to know. If you're going to expect help from politicians, a politician's only aim in life is to look good. I'm sorry if any politicians are watching this, but we can help you to look good. But a politician, there's no good going to a politician and saying, we've got this problem, help us. They need more than that. They need to know exactly what is the problem, what it is, and how much of it there is, how extensive it is, what the demand is. They need to know what is the solution, what you have to do, and what you can do to make life better. And you need to be able to say how much it's going to cost. If a politician can go to his master, the Prime Minister or whoever, and say, look, there's this problem, this is the solution, and this is how much it'll cost. And if you can demonstrate that it is cheaper to do it properly, as it is, if you get the system set up, it's cheaper to do it properly than to do nothing and take families completely out of circulation, cannot work, and so on. It can be cheaper, particularly if parents get together and help with the fundraising efforts. It is very difficult for politicians not to help us when the situation is like that. Visit services around the world. Don't just wait for a travelling salesman from somebody to come and sell you what they do. Go and look and see for yourself what fits in with the needs and requirements of Sudan. Choose the best and copy them. Even if the culture, the social structures and finance and expertise are different, the same principles should apply for service provision. The principles apply, the way you get there may be different, but we need to have, like when you go to Sudan, you have to have an adapter, so you can plug it in. We need to get these adapters so that we can get the same quality of service, the same support factor, using the systems which pertain in your part of the world. For example, in Northern Europe, there's a culture of the community taking responsibility for its sick. That doesn't exist in Southern Europe, but in Southern Europe there are big extended family support systems which will help people. These are broken down in Europe hundreds of years ago. Different ways of getting to the same end. But lastly, I've done my best. I've told you as I see it, but I don't know the answers. Hopefully if I came again and did another presentation in a few years' time, I'd have moved on and learned something. Follow those who seek the truth, but flee from those who found it. Anybody who says you must do this is the only answer is a liar, a charlatan. Run away. There are lots of ways to do things, and you must find the best way for the Sudan. That was the Prime Minister of the Czech Republic that said that at the time, but it pertains to all of us. Thank you very much.